In the heart of the Ottoman Empire, a civilization that spanned centuries and continents, lies a story of power, intrigue, and resilience. Among the many figures who played crucial roles in this vast empire, a group of men held a unique and powerful position. They were the Black Eunuchs, guardians of the Sultan's harem and keepers of the empire's most intimate secrets. These men, often overlooked in the grand narratives of history, were indispensable to the functioning of the Ottoman court. Brought from Africa as slaves, these men rose to prominence in Ottoman society. Their journey from the African continent to the heart of the Ottoman Empire was fraught with unimaginable hardship and peril. Their lives were shrouded in mystery, their personal stories often lost to the sands of time. Yet their impact on the empire was profound and far-reaching. This is their story, a tale of resilience and adaptation in the face of adversity. The Ottoman Empire, a vast and powerful realm, stretched across 3 continents, encompassing a diverse array of cultures, languages, and peoples. At its center was the Sultan, the absolute ruler, whose word was law and whose power was unmatched. Surrounding the Sultan was his court, a complex web of power and intrigue, where alliances were forged and broken, and where the fate of the empire was often decided. Within this court, the Black Eunuchs played a pivotal role. They were not merely servants, they were influential figures who could sway decisions and shape the course of events. They were the Sultan's most trusted servants, privy to the inner workings of the palace, and often acted as intermediaries between the Sultan and his subjects. The presence of Black Eunuchs in the Ottoman Empire was a testament to the empire's vast reach and its complex social structure. It also reflected the Ottomans' intricate relationship with race and slavery, a relationship that was both exploitative and, paradoxically, empowering for some. Black eunuchs, though slaves, could achieve significant power and influence within the palace. They could rise to positions of authority, commanding respect and wielding considerable influence. Their stories offer a glimpse into a fascinating and often overlooked aspect of Ottoman history. Through their eyes, we can see the complexities and contradictions of an empire that was both grand and brutal. This is the story of the Black Eunuchs, told in their own words and through the historical record. It is a narrative that sheds light on their resilience, their ability to adapt, and their enduring human spirit. It is a story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring human spirit. Despite the challenges they faced, these men carved out a place for themselves in one of history's most powerful empires. It is a story that deserves to be told, a story that enriches our understanding of the Ottoman Empire and the diverse people who shaped its history. The journey of a Black Eunuch to the Ottoman Empire began in the heart of Africa, a land rich in culture and history, yet marred by the dark shadow of the slave trade. Most were taken from the Horn of Africa, regions like Ethiopia and Sudan, areas known for their vibrant communities and ancient civilizations. These areas were targeted for their large populations and proximity to slave trading routes, making them prime targets for the ruthless slave traders who scoured the land for their human cargo. Captured by slave traders, these young boys, some as young as 8, were forced to march hundreds of miles. The conditions were brutal, with little food or water, and the constant threat of violence looming over them. Many perished from disease, starvation, or exhaustion. The harsh desert landscape claimed countless lives, leaving behind a trail of human suffering and despair. Those who survived faced a grim fate. They were stripped of their freedom, their dignity, and their very identities. The trans-Saharan slave trade brought these boys to the bustling slave markets of Cairo and Istanbul, where they were paraded before potential buyers like livestock. Here they were stripped of their identities, branded, and sold to the highest bidder. The branding process was a painful and humiliating ordeal, marking them as property. Their African names were replaced with Turkish ones, erasing their past lives. This renaming was a symbolic act of erasure, severing their ties to their heritage and families. The Ottomans had a particular demand for eunuchs. These men, who had been forcibly castrated, were seen as valuable assets within the empire. These men, rendered incapable of fathering children, were seen as less of a threat to the Sultan's power. They were often placed in positions of trust and authority within the palace. They were also entrusted with the protection of the Sultan's harem, a place forbidden to most men. The harem was a world unto itself, filled with intrigue and power struggles. The journey from Africa to the Ottoman court was a cruel and dehumanizing experience, but it was just the beginning of their story. These men, despite their suffering, would go on to play significant roles within the empire, navigating a complex web of politics and power. Their resilience and adaptability in the face of unimaginable hardship is a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Castration, the brutal act that defined their lives, was a deeply traumatic experience. Performed in secret, often in unsanitary conditions, it resulted in alarmingly high mortality rates. Those who survived endured lifelong physical and psychological scars. The methods used were crude and extremely painful. Some boys were completely emasculated, while others underwent less severe forms of castration. The trauma of this experience had a profound impact on their lives, shaping their identities and worldview. Despite the horrors of castration, it was seen as a necessary evil. Eunuchs were highly valued in Ottoman society. Their inability to have children made them seem more trustworthy. They were seen as incorruptible, loyal only to the Sultan. The psychological impact of castration cannot be overstated. It created a unique social group bound by shared trauma and a complex relationship with power. The eunuchs, denied traditional family structures, formed strong bonds with each other. They created their own hierarchies and support systems within the palace walls. Life as a eunuch in the Ottoman court was one of service and obedience. These individuals, often taken from their homes at a young age, were brought into a world where their primary purpose was to serve the Sultan and his family with unwavering loyalty. They were servants to the Sultan and his family, attending to their every need. This included not only the mundane tasks of daily life, but also the more intimate and personal aspects of the Sultan's routine. Their duties were varied and demanding, requiring absolute discretion and loyalty. From managing the Sultan's wardrobe to overseeing the cleanliness of the palace, eunuchs were expected to perform their tasks with the utmost precision and care. Some eunuchs served as personal attendants to the Sultan, helping him dress, bathe, and eat. These personal attendants were trusted with the Sultan's most private moments, and their role required a deep understanding of the Sultan's preferences and routines. Others guarded the harem, ensuring the safety and seclusion of the Sultan's wives and concubines. The harem was a place of great importance and secrecy, and the eunuchs who guarded it were responsible for maintaining its sanctity. They acted as messengers, confidants, and even advisors to the Sultan. In this capacity, eunuchs were privy to sensitive information and played a crucial role in the communication within the palace. Within the harem, black eunuchs held considerable power. Their influence extended beyond mere guardianship. They were key figures in the social and political dynamics of the palace. They controlled access to the Sultan's wives and concubines, influencing who the Sultan saw and when. This control gave them a unique position of power, as they could affect the Sultan's personal and political decisions. They played a crucial role in the upbringing of the Sultan's children, shaping the future of the empire. As caretakers and educators, eunuchs were responsible for instilling values and knowledge in the young princes and princesses. Despite their position of servitude, black eunuchs could rise to positions of great influence. Their proximity to the Sultan and their roles within the palace allowed them to amass significant power and respect. They were often literate and well-educated, fluent in multiple languages. This education enabled them to perform a variety of tasks, from managing correspondence to engaging in diplomatic discussions. Some became skilled administrators, managing the vast wealth and resources of the palace. Their administrative skills were crucial in ensuring the smooth operation of the palace and the efficient use of its resources. Their unique position gave them access to information and opportunities unavailable to others. This access allowed them to become influential figures not only within the palace, but also in the broader political landscape of the empire. In some cases, eunuchs were even sent on diplomatic missions, representing the Sultan in foreign courts. Their education and loyalty made them ideal candidates for such important tasks. Eunuchs also played a role in cultural and religious ceremonies, participating in the various rituals that were an integral part of palace life. Their involvement in these ceremonies further underscored their importance within the Ottoman court. Experienced eunuchs were often responsible for training new recruits, passing on the knowledge and skills necessary to serve the Sultan and his family. This mentorship ensured the continuity of the eunuch tradition within the palace. The legacy of the eunuchs in the Ottoman court is well documented in historical records. Their contributions to the empire, both seen and unseen, were significant and enduring.